All right, shalom, shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Kol Holayim Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rekar Kadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone who woo well and taught me this truth. And shalom to the brothers out there through the four corners of the earth pushing this word in all righteousness and sincerity. Shalom. Brother Kazapa from GMS Charlotte. Come back with you another lesson, man. And I guess this is it's the basically the night before the day of the Passover, and just going into this on one lesson that sparked up my mind through watching one of the brothers, man, do a video. The Passover, the plague that happened during the Passover was the death of the firstborn. All right, of the Egyptians, man. Okay, so when you read this, all right, that was the last plague to come upon the Egyptians and stuff. And I'm gonna get into scriptures real fast to prove my point. This is sorry. This is Exodus chapter 11, verse 1. And Yahweh said unto Moses, Yet will I bring one plague more upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt. Afterwards he will let you go. Hence, when he shall let you go, he shall utterly thrust you out hence altogether. Speak now in the ears of my people, and let every man borrow of his neighbor, and every woman of her neighbor jewels and silvers and jewels of gold. Let's see. I'm gonna jump to verse 5. It says, no, I'm slacking. I'm verse 4. And Moses said, Thus saith Yahweh, about midnight will I go out into the midst of Egypt, and all the firstborn of the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beasts. So that was the plague. All right, Passover, the plague that Yahweh Shema Shai went over Egypt with, man. And that was the 10th plague, man. The 10th and last plague that Yahweh Shema Shai plagued the Egyptians with, man. So same thing with America, man. All right, not giving a number, but Yahweh Shema Shai is gonna plague New Egypt, man, which is America, aka known as Babylon, aka known as um, Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, Egypt, it's America, man. All right, so they're gonna get the plagues too, man. All right, the Lord's gonna send plagues upon this place, man, and that last plague is gonna be Yahushua's Passover over America, man. All right, when he picks up the elect. All right, and the thermonuclear missiles hits this place, man. All right, so the same thing is gonna be happening. Everything that happened in Egypt, man, the spirit, everything that happened there is gonna happen here, man. All right. I'm gonna get a scripture showing you that, for example, the ninth plague, which I'm gonna go through the plagues that happened, man. All right, and the Lord's gonna plague this place also. Like I said, I'm not giving it a number because I'm only speaking as a man, but through the Spirit, um, the Lord's gonna plague this place before He passes over again. All right, and with this great Passover, okay. Um, let's see. Get the very first plague. All right, it says the first plague was the plague of water and the blood. All right, it says in Exodus 7:14, blood in the water. Exodus 7:14 through 27 says this is the this is what Yahweh says, but this you will know that I am Yahweh. Says, with the staff that is in my hand I will strike the water of the Nile, and it will be changed into blood. And I believe this is might be Yeah, this is the New International Version. So basically breaking it down, plain and simple, what the Lord did. It says, "But this you will know that I am Yahweh, and with the staff that is in my hand, I will strike the water of the Nile. It will change, and it will be changed into blood. The fish of the Nile will die, and the river will sink, and the Egyptians will not be able to drink its water." All right, so that was the international version that I found on Wikipedia. Because just going into it, like, before the actual Passover, which was the 10th plague. All right, there was 9 other plagues before it. So, same thing that's gonna happen to America. There's gonna be a bunch of plagues that happen to America. All right, um, before Yahweh's Passover, man. All right, before Yahushua comes back to deliver the elect. But first scripture I want to get, because it's in the spirit. Brothers, been talking about the mark of exemption. All right, when that Passover came, the Israelites were exempt from judgment. All right, having their firstborns die, being dead. Okay, um, so the mark of exemption for the elect here, they're gonna be the ones that are sighing and crying for all the abominations they've done in the midst of, man, which is the elect. All right, because 2/3 of the nation of our people are not sighing and crying, so therefore they enjoy this, man. Right? They don't want to leave. All right, they enjoy being wicked. Yeah. Okay. It says this is Ezekiel chapter 9. Yeah, Ezekiel chapter 9 verse 4. And Yahweh said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, which Jerusalem is a people for us, a place. So it's, same thing happening now. All right, going through the midst of Jerusalem. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to the seed of your father. All right, and says, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for the abominations that's done in the midst of. All right, and it says set a mark, and we're gonna get that word mark, and we'll get in the blue letter. Mark. So let me pull it up. All right, this is Mark. All right, Mark. It says mark as a sign of exemption. Yeah, this is H8420. All right, it says mark as a sign of exemption from judgment. Okay, all right. So basically, like Yahweh Shemashah said in the scriptures, to set a mark, all right, a sign of exemption from judgment upon those who sigh and cry for all the abominations that's done in the midst of, and that's the elect of the nation of Israel, 144,000 and 1/3, man. All right, they're calling and crying to Yahweh Shemashah for all this BS that's going on, that's not according to the scriptures, to stop, man. All right, and he's gonna, because of that, they are exempt, all right, because they don't want to live in a wicked world, man. They want to live righteously, man. All right, and they follow after Yahweh Shai. Okay, so going back to the Exodus, like I said before the Passover, uh, plagues, plagues came, and it's gonna be the same uh, for America, man. All right, I'm gonna read it again. This is Exodus. Sorry. This is Exodus 11 and 4. I'm gonna start at 3. Yahweh gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, man. All right. So and Moses, you know, was a man of the Lord. So the men of the Lord also in the same place, America, are gonna get a great praise in this land, man. All right, they're gonna be exalted in this land because they're gonna embody Yahweh Shai, man. All right, spiritual power, all that stuff, man. All right, so they're gonna be exalted in the land of their captivity, man, as the scriptures say, man. It says, um, and was very great in the land of Egypt in the sight of Pharaoh's servants and in the sight of the people. And Moses said, thus saith Yahweh, about midnight will I go out into the midst of Egypt, and all the firstborn of the land of Egypt shall die, and the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beasts. And here's the point: and there shall be a great cry throughout the land of Egypt, was such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it anymore. All right, and that's going to be the same thing. All right, the same thing's going to happen, man. All right. Like I said, there's gonna be a bunch of plagues that lead up to the destruction of America with the nuclear missiles and how Shai coming with chariots. All right, and it's gonna be the same thing but greater, man. All right, this place is gonna be utterly destroyed. All right, and it says, hey, everything's gonna be destroyed, man. All right, shit, plants, animals, if they're on the soil of America, man, they're gonna be destroyed because they're utterly defiled, man. All right, people, no matter who you are, man, from little child to elderly person, man. It doesn't matter if you're on the soil of America and you're marked for judgment. All right, how about you, man? Shai is gonna judge you, man. Like we read in Ezekiel, only the ones who sign and cry for the abomination thereof is gonna have that mark, which is the elect of the nation of Israel, man. Okay, it says, I'm gonna jump to chapter 12, and the Lord, said it, and He did it, and He said, I'm gonna jump to verse 12. Chapter 12, Slakia, verse 29. And it came to pass at midnight, Yahweh smote all the firstborn in land Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle. So when that happened, all right, there's a great cry in Egypt, man. Okay, it says, and let me read for kind of here is verse 30. Pharaoh rose up in the night, and he and all his servants and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt. There was, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. Okay, so Yahweh Shem Ashai, there's a great cry in Egypt because of the judgment. Yahweh Shem Ashai is going to be the same thing in America, man. All right, when the nuclear missiles hit, man, there's going to be a great cry. All right, when the elect are getting beamed up and these people are getting burnt with fire, like the scriptures say, eyes and tongue consuming out their mouths, but screaming, man. The best visual we could give you is Terminator movie. That scene right there, man. It's clear and cut as day, man. That scene in itself is not something you don't want to go through, man. Spirit was still in her body, and her flesh and muscles blew off, and she was still screaming with her bones on the fence, man. All right, and that's what's gonna happen to America. So there's gonna be a great cry, man. When the nuclear missiles hit, people will be screaming, man. The spirit's still in their body while they're melting, man. And so that's nothing you don't want to go through, man. All right, but just showing you like that was just one. Say that was the last plague, man. But America's gonna be plagued with many more plagues before that, and I'm gonna get it. Let's see, and those plagues will be like the plague of chaos, man. All right, just chaos of and anarchy. Okay, that's gonna be happening in America. So this is Second Ezra chapter 15. I'm gonna start at verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people, which is the nation of Israel, the words of prophecy. All right. So we're speaking the words of prophecy, which is the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Okay. It says, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Okay. So they are faithful and true. So all the places that Yahweh Shai said that's gonna happen to America, it's gonna happen because the Lord is faithful and true. He is not a liar. Okay. It says, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee. So don't let the imaginations of these people who might want to hurt us, might want to come up against the word. Don't let that trouble you. All right. And don't let the incredulity of them, all right, which is incredulity means unbelief. Okay. Don't let the unbelief, just because somebody doesn't believe, don't let that trouble you, man, because the Lord, like I said, is faithful and true. So it will come to pass, man. All right. It says, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So if they don't believe, then they're just gonna die, man. Just don't worry about them, man. Okay, don't let it trouble your spirit, man, because people don't believe. It says, behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world. Okay, so the Lord's gonna bring plagues, man. And like I said, the Passover, when the Lord passed over that night, and the firstborns were uh were killed, that was the last plague upon Egypt, man. All right, when simultaneously when that happened, the nation Israel knew that it went happened. After it happened, they left, man. All right, so it's gonna be here in America too, man. When the Passover is happening here in America, when Howard Shai comes with chariots, while the nukes are coming, the electric will be beamed up. All right, and then the destruction is gonna happen. All right, so keep on reading. It says, I will bring plagues upon the world. The sword, which is a killing instrument, so a lot of dying through violence. It says the sword, famine, all right, lack of bread, all right, of eating, and also lack of hearing the words of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, which I'm gonna get that because the famine of the word is coming real soon. All right, really, really, really soon, man. Um, try to get that. Use the book of Amos. Book of Amos, chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, save Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. Right? And that's what's going to be happening. So not only a famine of bread, lack of resources of bread or food or water, but also the lack of resource of hearing the words of Yahweh by Shema Shai. Okay? It says, going back to Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 5, says, Behold, save Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. All right, and that's what was happening to in Egypt also, man. When with the Passover in the actual Egypt, man. All right, plagues are sent upon them. All right, and death, destruction, people dying. All right. On the ninth day, or was Slaki on with the ninth plague, it was 3 days of darkness, man. Utter darkness that you can see, man. And people were dying, having heart attacks. All right, and we're gonna get into that in a little bit later. All right, but going into detail of what's happening. All right, but you know, uh, just showing you, man, people were dying and having deaths. All right, and all those things. Famine. All right, because when another plague, when the locust came, it was eating up the crops and all that, so people were starving. So the same things will be happening here in America before Yahushua passes over this last time, man. Okay, it says, and destruction, verse 6, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. All right, so wickedness, which is contrary to the Bible, man. All right, wickedness, contrary to Yahweh Shema Shai, all the ways that are contrary to Yahweh Shema Shai in this Bible, has polluted the earth, man. The earth is full of wickedness, homosexuality, bestiality, transgenderism, transhumanism, banging another man's wife, adultery, all that stuff, man. All the wickedness that Yahweh Shai strictly speaks against, man, is uplifted in this world, man. Okay, it says, for wickedness have exceedingly, all right, polluted the whole earth. So it's exceeding wickedness. It's overflowing, man. All right. It says, and their hopeful works are fulfilled. Let me see. Verse 7. Therefore saith Yahweh, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness. So the Lord's not holding back no more. All right. The Lord is gonna give full force judgment to the people who have done wickedly, man. All right. 2/3 of a nation of Israel. All right, and Esau and the heathen nations, man. All right. It says that they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me. All right, so the dead Israelites, all right, their blood cries unto Yahweh Shema Shai. They're in the spirit world crying to Yahweh Shema Shai to destroy this place, man. All right. It says, and the right, and it's like, and the souls of the just complain continue, which we said is the elect, all right, the same ones who crying for all the abominations that done in the midst thereof, all right, they cry continually, man. The just souls, the elect, 144,000 and one third, cry continually, man. Okay, it says, and therefore thus saith Yahweh, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. So, you know, the Lord is going to avenge us, man. All right. All right. He's going to avenge the nation of Israel, man. All right. And mainly his elect. If you've done his elect wrong, the apple of his eye, all right. All right. Which is ultimately the nation of Israel. If you hurt the sheep of the Lord's pasture, all right, which is the elect, or done them wrong, man, or what you've done the elect completely wrong, and the nation of Israel wrong, just for eating GMO foods and all this stuff, man. Heavy laborers work without pay. All the wickedness you've done, man. All right. It says, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter, and I will not, it says, I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. I will, but I will bring them with a mighty hand, Slakia, and I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt. And that's what's going to happen. All right. With a mighty hand, all right, which is going to be Yahushai, man. All right. And with a mighty hand, he's going to take up his people, which is the elect of the nation of Israel. All right. And destroy this place, man. Okay. It says, and smite Egypt with plagues as before. So this, this talk about America says, it says it's gonna plague Egypt as before. Okay, so the last Egypt was plagued. Okay, so this Egypt is gonna be plagued, and all Egypt means is house of bondage, man. All right. So this, America is gonna get that judgment, man. All right, just as the last plague was the Passover, the Passover of Egypt. Before the Passover of America, there's gonna be multiple plagues and destruction. Okay, which is the point of this lesson. This is verse 11, but I will. Sorry, I just read that. Verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. All right, so all the plagues that Yahweh Shemashah has for this place is just straight judgment for the wickedness that they have committed, man. All right, it says, verse 13, and they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hailing, and with fearful consolation. Verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And that's what we see happening, man. All right. Yahweh Shemashah has everything in place. The RFID chip, these troops over in you know uh in the Middle East. Everything, the whole stage is set. All right, and through the Spirit, the Apostle Tahar, said that he believed that the elect is sealed, man, and brothers believe also, man, all right, that the elect is basically sealed. We speaking as men, but we have faith that this thing, the elect are sealed, man. So everything's put in place. Now the destruction has to come. It says, and one people shall stand to fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right, and one people against another. Jacob versus Esau, but also these other nations. Fighting each other and fighting Esau, man. All right, so these different people fighting against each other. Mainly the main event, Esau versus Jacob, man. All right, and Jacob's gonna win with the elect. Okay, all right, Jacob's gonna win this fight, man. Okay, it says, verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, Slakia, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right, so like I said, these are gonna be the many plagues. All right, that come upon earth: death, destruction, the sword, famine. All right, when martial law happens, that's a plague from Yahweh Shemashah upon the city, man. All right. But the Yahweh Shemashah, he's saying plagues. All right. And he named them. All right. When you go to verse 5 in 2nd Ezra 15, it said, behold, save Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world. And then he names them. Okay. And says, the sword, which is a killing instrument, martial law. That simple. The sword. Esau coming down real heavy. Famine, lack of resource of food, water, death and destruction, people dying left and right, man. All right, and destruction of cities, all that stuff, man. So Yahweh Shemashai is gonna plague this place before his final Passover, man. All right, just like he did in Egypt, man. He plagued Egypt with plagues. All right, and I'm gonna read them off what the plagues were, all the plagues and stuff. Just got it here on I got it here on Google. It says, first plague, water turned into blood, fish died. Second plague, frogs. Third and fourth plague, biting insects and wild animals. The fifth and sixth plague, diseased wild, uh, livestock and boils. Um, uh, Plague seven, uh, fiery hail, like what hail is, come from the sky. And the eighth plague, locusts. Ninth plague, the darkness for 3 days, and the 10th plague, the Passover, man. All right, when the Lord passed over Egypt and killed the firstborn. So There was plagues before the Passover, man. All right, and that's the same thing that happened to America, man. All right, like I said, we're coming up into the time of the Passover. It's tomorrow, um, the 1st of March in 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 evening, and just getting edifying perspective of what's going to happen. All right, our lives about to drastically change, and we're going to see the destruction of the wicked, man. All right, and the last scripture I want to get is Psalms, because with all this hell that we're catching, brothers, it's a test for me. How about Shemi Al Shai? All right, so the Lord is going to try the men that say that they love Him, man. All right, this is Psalms chapter 11, um, verse 5. Yahweh trieth the righteous. All right, and when you look up that word triumph, it means to test. So the Lord's constantly testing us, man, purging us through the afflictions that we have. He's purifying us as gold in the fire, man. All right. It says, but the wicked and him that loveth violence, which is 2/3 of the nation of Israel, all right, and Esau, man. All right. His soul hateth. So he hates Esau, man. All right, because Esau loves blood and violence, man. You see it when he, goes over the countries. He kills all the people, try to take the land, killing Jake in the street, all this stuff, man. All right, killing Israelites in the street and all that stuff. He loves violence and blood, man. But Yahweh Shema Shai said, "The Yahweh trieth the righteous." All right, so he tests the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul hateth, man. All right, so the Lord hates Esau, man, and this is verse 6. Upon the wicked shall he rain snares, fire and brimstone, and a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. Okay, and that's upon the wicked, man. All right, the portion of their cup is fire, brimstone, and a horrible tempest, which is those nuclear missiles, man. All right. Um, it says and the snare. Yeah, it says a snare, fire, brimstone, and horrible tempest. Nuclear missiles, man. Destruction of America. How America's gonna go out, man. All right. Um, yeah, and that's the point. But so with that, I hope this is edifying to the elect, showing you that plagues are coming to America before the Passover. Yahweh Shai is final Passover. Just in the spirit of, we're in the spirit of the Passover right now, man. So pray and we hope that we got that mark of exemption from judgment, man. Okay. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Call Holim Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Karkadash. Double honors to my apostles, elders at Great Millstone who taught me the truth and who rule well. And shalom to the brothers out there, to the four corners of the earth, pushing this word and our righteousness and sincerity to the elect that's not faint hearted. Shalom.